Hey Tree, and welcome back to another video. Before I start talking, I just want to give a very important disclaimer that everything said in this video is my own opinion. This is just what I think of the new characters and the new UI, and just it's all my own opinion. You guys can have a completely different opinion to me, and I respect you for that. That's totally your own choice. And yeah. Another disclaimer is that I am not trying to say that I absolutely hate Star Stable and the game's awful or anything like that. I absolutely love Star Stable, and I think it's amazing. I love its community and it's a great game. I'm just trying to share my opinion on what I think of this particular update. Sorry, particular two updates, the new UI and the characters. So yeah, with those disclaimers out of the way, let's just, I guess, jump right in. So in this video, as you probably know, I'm just going to be talking about the new characters and the new UI and everything like that. And yeah, so I'm just going to be wandering around, just running, kind of cantering around because I've maxed Juniper. I have no other horses to max, so just going to be wandering around. So basically, you guys probably all know, we got new characters the other day, Tuesday. Oh, actually, I just want to do two quick things. First, I already filmed this video once, but then I realized it stopped recording halfway through, so I'm being extra careful to make sure it keeps recording. Because that is, I don't want to have to film this 3 times. And also, just letting you know, for fun, it is Thursday the 22nd of June today. It is currently 2:18 p.m. I'm not at school today. I didn't go to school yesterday either. I was sick. I'm feeling better today, but my mom wanted to keep me home, just make sure I was completely better. But yeah, so I was kind of bored, and I finished all my schoolwork. So I was kind of like, okay, I'm just gonna sit down and film a video, and yeah, just for a little bit of, I guess, fun. So yeah. And I know the character of it came out on Tuesday, but I was sick, as I said, so I couldn't film a video on it. So, also, I'm going to be seeking a lot of strong opinions here, so, please don't get offended, anyone, if I say something wrong. Sorry, I'm just have a lot of strong feelings about this update. Okay. With that out of the way, let me just start. So, I drew up a pro-con list about the new UI and the new characters, because I'm kind of lumping them into one update because they kind of happen pretty close to each other. So I'm going to talk about the pros first, because I think there's more pros than cons, but the pros are teensy, if you know what I mean. Okay, so pros. We actually now do have some variation in body type. We don't just have that one singular body type, which is great. We do have some variation, but there's cons about the body shape and body type, which I'm going to be talking about a lot soon. So we do have some variation now, which is nice. It's good that we actually do have some variation now, because before we had the one body type, that one kind of skinny character that everyone had, right? And now it's different. We can actually have a little bit of variation, which is nice. But there's still bad things about that, which I'm going to speak about. We have toes now. Did anyone actually notice that? I'm pretty sure I actually read it somewhere anyway, but we have toes now. I'm so excited. I tried on a pair of sandals this morning in Star Stable. We have toes. This is amazing. We've never had toes. We have toes now. Okay. Now with the new update, you can make it's possible to make a more male-looking character. And not to say that every single male looks exactly the same, because obviously they don't. But it is possible to make your character look a bit more masculine. So for all the male players out there, I guess that's like, that's good, because Star Stable is trying to be a bit more inclusive and represent diversity, which I will speak about later, because I do think they are not quite doing it. Okay. Another pro is that our hair does move a little bit more. Like, can you see it does move a little bit. Actually, it doesn't look so good now, but when I was looking at it before, it actually looked pretty good. It was actually nice moving hair, but it does move a little bit more, and it looks a little bit more like real hair, so that's good. We blink now, which is, you know, nice. We blink. We actually look a bit more humanoid now, especially since we blink and we're just like staring at you the whole time. Although honestly, I kind of enjoyed that stare. That was a cute stare. If you, I'll just show you now. We kind of, our body moves a little bit more with the horse now. Like, our elbows move, and our upper body like actually moves a little bit more with the horse as it goes. As like you know, we're moving a little bit more. Whereas I think before in like this canter, we were like just kind of like sitting dead straight, which is not very realistic, but yeah. And now we also have when you go to change your character in your home stable, like, you know, you click on the notice board and it's like start a horse appearance, something, and well, basic appearance. I don't know what you mean. Yeah, you know that one. It's like star coins for individual changes rather than having to pay like 300 star coins for like changing everything, and only changing maybe like one aspect. You can just pay like 60 star coins to change I think eyebrows or something, for example. I don't even know if that's the correct thing, but yeah. So that was actually the only pros I got. I might think of some more later, but this is not going to be a very positive video. Let's move on to the cons. I did say that we do have more body shapes, body types, bigger, in quotation marks, body types, because they're only bigger in some places. Like, it's not... So, even though we do have bigger, quotation marks, body types, they're only bigger in, like, waist and, like, shoulders. I think we need to have the, if we're going to have different, like, body types and shapes, we need to have the bigness be in multiple places. Like, maybe introduce a slider or something. You can choose how big the hips are, how big the shoulders are, like how big the chest is. Because, okay, it is a thing, women and okay, I'm not saying that this character can't be for men or boys, because it absolutely can. Amazing. Like, I welcome any male, so I welcome anyone who identifies as male and plays Star Stable as a male character. Like, amazing. I'm not trying to say that that's bad, but a lot of people who play this game are female, identify as a girl, and then therefore a lot of people who are biologically women do have, like, breasts. They have something there. And I'm not saying that's for everyone, because, you know, a lot of people who are women don't have breasts. And actually, like, I am a woman, but I do not have a lot of breastage. But I'm not saying, like, you have to, but, like, that would be another thing, like a slider. See how much chest, how big the hips are, how big the shoulders are, you know, things like that. Like, maybe how much muscle you have. Like, that'd be a really good feature, just a slider for the different characteristics. And yeah, that'd be good. Especially as, yes, I do agree, Star Stable has made a big jump. They've actually included some different body types, which are not the best, which I'll get to later, but there still is a bit of a difference. However, they've only, like, done one end of the spectrum. They've only made the characters have be able to have a bigger, in quotation marks, body type. I think they must have forgotten that some people are also smaller, like quite small, like physically, like, you know, quite skinny, small, and like basically the old character, that body type or body shape or whatever, I don't know what they're calling it, but they didn't include that in the new characters, which I'm very mad about, because a lot of people in the world are people in the world are a range of different sizes, and you can't just cut out an entire like section of the world who are skinnier, smaller, and just having bigger body types. Because, okay, I'm not trying to be rude or anything, but this body type that I have right now, this is the smallest body type that Star Stable currently offers with their new update. And this is still pretty big. For me personally, IRL, my body type is basically the old Star Stable character, right? So this is still too chunky for it to be like my IRL body, right? And I just don't feel like this is anywhere near to my IRL body type. Sure, it can be Paige's body, but I'm trying to model Paige off myself. Her hair's darker than mine, but let's just forget that. Paige is meant to look somewhat similar to myself, and she can't look somewhat similar to myself when she is not as skinny as I am. And I'm not trying to say that like big body shapes are bad, because I absolutely welcome everyone. I don't care how big, in quotation marks, you are. I don't care like if you're part of the plus community, whatever. Like, I am very inclusive. I will welcome anyone here on this channel. Whoever you are welcome here. I'm very supportive. But that is not to say that Star Stable should only include bigger body types. I think it's very important that they include both ends of the spectrum, smaller and bigger body types. And that's all in quotation marks, because smaller, bigger, it's, you know, I feel like it's not, smaller and bigger is just, I don't think it's the right word to describe people, if you know what I mean. So, now I've spoken about that, how they should have more body types, and I think slider is actually a great idea. I don't mean to like toot my own horn, but I think sliders for shoulders, waist, hips, breasts, that would be a really good idea, so that you could basically choose to have a skinny character but with big breasts, or a curvy character with a big bottom and everything. Like, I think it'd be good, so you could basically customize your character a little bit more, if you know what I mean. And sorry, I'm just like pausing and sighing so much. I'm trying to figure out how to get my words out without it sounding really offensive or anything like that. And I'm not trying to be offensive. But yeah, and another thing, I am really mad about this. So, okay, on the bigger, still talking quotation marks here, on the bigger body types, the clothes look like the clothes don't look good on the bigger body types. They look like they've been like stretched to fit them. It looks like we have a size whatever top that fits the smallest body type at the best, and then it's just been like stretched to fit the bigger ones. And like, I don't see how that's acceptable, that the smaller body types should look good in the clothes and the bigger body types shouldn't. I hate that, because Star Stable's talking about how this is such like a big game-changing update where everyone can be their self because it's more diverse and we have a bigger range of options and all that. But if clothes don't look good on the bigger body types, people aren't going to want to like have their character be the bigger body type, because they'll be like, I don't want that. It looks awful. Clothes look awful on that like body, the body shape. Clothes look awful on that. Even if I am similar to that size in real life, I don't want that shape because it looks awful. And like, who can blame you though? Because those characters, the clothes really do look awful on those characters. If you agree, like, I saw that one of the, like, if you try and put a jumper or a shirt or whatever on a small character, this is the smallest type, looks fine, whatever. You put this on one of the bigger characters and it looks stretched and distorted, and it looks like you've just stretched it to fit, and that's awful. I don't like that. Okay, so that's just my spiel. Like, why shouldn't the bigger bodies be able to look good in the clothes that the smaller bodies look good in? Okay, so there's a lot of progress that can be made on the body types in general, especially on making the clothes fit the same, and maybe introducing some smaller bodies, and like, you know, just a lot of progress needs to be made. Okay, and yeah, okay, my next point is animations. Okay, there's a lot I have to say about this, but the animations need fixing, to say the least. Just fix the animations. My first point with this is our lovely feet hanging at the top of the stirrup, as you will see demonstrated to you by the wonderful Paige Astray in a second. Her feet just sitting at the top of the stirrup like that. That is not where your feet go. They go at the bottom of the stirrup, as they did with our old characters. And I would like it if they could continue to go at the bottom, because, and I'm not sure if it's just the 𝐴𝐿𝐴, but even if it is just the 𝐴𝐿𝐴, it still means that people can't ride their 𝐴𝐿𝐴s and make it look nice. Because, like, I was going to film a realistic roleplay, and I don't know, I might, if it doesn't affect the horses, but, and I'm going to be riding in it, but I don't want a realistic roleplay to have the character's feet, like, up in the stirrup like that. I don't want it to look like that in a realistic roleplay. That's going to be something that I watch again and again, and some people who watch my channel might watch a few times, you know, like, that's just, no. So, yeah, that's my little bit on the feet in the stirrups, but here's a few more things. The animations, so the animations could do with some fixing. So first, this jump. See how far the character's leg moves back? That's fine. When you're jumping really high, it would probably go like that. Or when you're a beginner, maybe your feet go like that because you're a beginner jumper. But not every single level of rider with every single height of jump is going to have their feet go back that far, right? So I think it'd be nice if we could, like, maybe another kind of slider bar thing. You can choose how, like, advanced you want your rider to be. And then that determines how far your foot goes back. And then, or if you're jumping a high jump, no matter what level you are, your foot would go back that much because it's very, very high. You know, just something that is, because I feel like that's just very unrealistic for every single rider with every single jump to have their foot go back that far. Another thing about the animations is, let's just stop for a second. Let's see if it happens. First, oopsie. Okay. First, let's see. Oh, okay, that rolling shoulders was interesting. Yes, this. She does this like every 5 seconds. Okay, whatever this thing is, I think it's like looking or whatever, but oh, there we go. There's the other one I was going to talk about. But like, you're not going to be looking like whatever every 5 seconds. Like, sure, that could be very useful in realistic roleplay. Very, very useful. But then, just put it in here. Oh, wait, whoopsie, I did my welcome in say chat. Oopsie. Just do it. Just put the looking thingy stuff. Just put it in these ones. And then people can still use it if they want it in realistic roleplay or whatever. And we'll be fine with the world, right? Because I just know that when I come to realistic roleplay, that animation is going to be so annoying. It's just going to keep butting in when I'm trying to film a talk or a wave thing or yeah. I just know it's going to be so annoying, and I just don't get why Star Stable put it in the idle animation. So yeah, that's just, yeah, I just don't think it's going to be good. Okay, the other animation I want to specifically talk about is, let's see, come on. Okay, well, I've waited like 3 minutes for Paige to do the animation I want to talk about, but she's not doing it. So the animation that I want to talk about that I think is just woof is the patting the horse's neck animation. It was fine, you know, just patting the horse's neck, whatever. With the new characters, our character's hand and part of their arm goes like right through the horse's neck, which is just a little bit strange because I ride in real life and like, I mean, let me know in the comments if this is different for you, but personally when I pat my horse on the neck, my whole hand and part of my arm does not go right through the horse's neck. My hand just slightly touches their fur and their skin and that's it, okay? But I mean, if it's different for you, like fine, but like it's unlikely to happen. So I just don't, it's very strange and I don't like it. It's just, yeah. But I mean, it's just, the animation could use a lot of work. And here's what I propose Star Stable could have done about this. Not given us the date of release and instead just spent a couple more months working on the animations, just getting the characters a little bit more decent, you know, a little bit more up to scratch and maybe even include a few more different options for the body and, you know, just give it a bit more, give the characters a little bit more variation, you know? And that would have been nice because personally, I would have been actually more than happy to wait a couple of months, just a couple of months, for Star Stable to sort out these changes and just, you know, make the animations a bit more cohesive, you know, maybe add a few more body types, you know, make it a bit more diverse, just, you know, make the characters just better in general. Wait a couple of months with the old characters still, and then give us the new characters when they're just a bit more decent. I would have been absolutely fine with that. And I know you're, like, you guys gonna come at me in the comments and just be like, oh, well, we've been waiting on this for years, Star Stable should have released it as soon as possible. And yes, I agree, but I feel like they've, like, given us, like, a half-baked update. Like, okay, imagine this. We're trying to make a pizza. Think of whatever your favorite pizza is. Most likely, your favorite kind of pizza has at least tomato sauce and some other toppings, right? Okay, imagine you ask for whatever your favorite kind of pizza is, and I just gave you a bit of like the baked, like base crust with some tomato paste things put on it. Now that is like what it feels like Star Stable has given us, just like a half done update that they've just forgotten a few things on, you know? It just, I don't like that. It's just strange. I think a few more months would not have made much difference at all, just to straighten a few things out and just make the characters look a little bit more, I guess, just cohesive and better and more decent and just better. That's like the only one I can think of to describe it. Just make the characters better. It would have taken a few months, and I'm pretty sure there would have been very, very few objections in the community if Star Stable said that it was just to sort out a few more animations. And can we talk about how they literally cancelled the second beta test and gave it only to the Game Masters? And I mean, sure, give it to the Game Masters, right? But the Game Masters are not the majority of the Star Stable community, right? There's so many players that play the game that are not Game Masters, but yet still have opinions on the game. And I think what Star Stable did with first beta test, like letting just like some random players have it, was great. So that the random players could like send in their feedback at the end and just basically, you know, give their opinions on it, and that would have made it a lot better. But what else that Star Stable, the other thing that Star Stable did that was really good was also give the beta test to specific characters that had pretty large YouTube channels, like Sharky and Cass, like, you know, Just Another Pixel, and Star Stable Online United, because then they have pretty big channels, like, you know, quite a lot of subscribers. So that way people could send in their opinions to the YouTuber who would send them into Star Stable. That was such a good move to make, I think. It was a really good idea and everything. And that was just such a good idea, if you know what I mean. But of course, they cancelled the second beta test, right? And I think if they'd maybe done the second beta test and then taken a few more months to just, like, I don't know, straighten out the last few changes and everything, we probably could have gotten, like, just better characters. Like, we could have just, like, avoided half the issues I've been talking about if they did the second beta test, and also if they just, if they'd done the second beta test and then they'd listened to the feedback, and then if they'd done the second beta test and they'd listened to the feedback, and then they'd taken a few months to just, you know, make sure the final changes were good, I might have had a lot less to talk about in this video. And I mean, like, don't get me wrong, it is a big improvement in Star Stable, but it's not the best. We've still got a long way to go before I'll be happy and satisfied with my character, and just satisfied with Star Stable about the characters in general. You know what I mean? So, like, this was not the greatest update in the world. Honestly, for this update, I would have almost rather like 𝐎𝐿_horses of your big race or something like that, and just waited a few more months for the characters. Like, I would not have been mad about that. That would have been fine. It just feels like such a half-done update that it's, yeah. Okay, I'm just ranting now, but I think the point is that these characters have a lot of improvements to make, in my opinion. But this, again, is my own opinion. You guys are entitled to your opinion. I'm not going to judge you for that. But, yeah. Now, I know I don't usually do an outro while I'm still, like, you know, moving, but I honestly can't be bothered to, you know, stop and do the entire thing. So, just going to do it here. But, thank you so much for watching this video, everyone. In the comments, you can let me know what your opinions on the new characters are, if you love them, if you don't, like, you're kind of like in the middle, on the fence, or if you absolutely hate them. But yeah, if you enjoyed, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye!